Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Peace Dealer. Moon in Scorpio, Sun in Gemini. Shout out to my really good friend Gideon and his fiance MM. I am about to go to a traditional Nigerian wedding. You see me dressed up, and I'm just so happy to be here. This might be one of my best solar returns yet. Birthday tomorrow. Show me some love. If you want to send anything, I got my P.O. box, but I'd rather you send me your prayers, your blessings, and yeah, I'm just really excited. This moon in Scorpio is 6th house to the sun in Gemini, so this is going to be the integration of these new abilities. The 6th house is correlated to Virgo of techniques, and relative to these techniques, you are integrating a transformation of the behavior around how you think. And so there's going to be a lot of astrological science we reference here. And all this is leading to the full moon, okay? I really want you to entertain the possibility that certain emotional reactions are your subconscious feeling how other people would react to your thoughts, and you don't want to mistake that for your feelings. Anyway, this is an extension and full expression of the moon in Cancer transit that we had I think last week, post new moon. And I want to reference the activation, as always, to give further insight into the integration. Activation is new moon in Gemini, moon in Cancer, moon in Leo. Integration is moon in Virgo, moon in Libra, moon in Scorpio. And then we have the harvest, which is moon in Sag, coming into Cancer season, and that quarter square in Aries. How do I put this into words? Because when you graduate from a lesson, it's one thing to be at the ceremony and, finally see that you finished. It's another thing entirely to be in the workforce or to apply what you graduated, okay? So many of you may not fully be aware of how monstrously you have leveled up. Monstrously, okay? And I really want you to see this as more celebratory and congratulatory, especially for those of you who it doesn't feel like this. All right, Scorpio is a complex vibration. Scorpio is not basic at all. So many of you, your victory and leveling up could be you feeling the worst you've ever felt. And you have to accept and embrace that feeling because there's a treasure in there. Scorpio is a deep pearl Scorpio is like a deep pearl that is super valuable. And you have to dive very deep to find it. So you're going to understand the complexity, intensity, and wisdom of how you think. Gemini and Scorpio are pretty much opposites. It's one of the two most incompatible zodiac signs. The sex is on a whole nother level, though. Sex is lit. I mean, I haven't had sex with a Scorpio woman, but I already know it's lit. Like, we're their 8th house. But other than that, you know what I mean? The transformation of behavior in the mind here really induces a shift in your psychology. Because you have activated new ideas with this new moon. You're manifesting the soul feeling of the power of this idea, moon in Cancer. You're extending forth the courage of how boldly you communicate, moon in Leo. And then the integration process breaks through these new seeds that boldly have you communicate this idea through Virgo of social contextual realism and real social dynamics breaking through that seed above ground, okay? And relative to how that plays itself out, This is what gives you a hyper practical function of now experiencing the causality between what you think, Gemini, and what happens in reality. Most of which, with the fourth house aspect, will still be hidden from your consciousness until the moon in Libra, which has you fully express the talented nature of how brilliantly and charmingly you communicate. Many of you felt that intensity with the Moon Pluto square. It is temporary because now coming into the moon in Scorpio, this is getting ready to take this full definition of what you have polished, and it's going to integrate this deeply into your psyche. You want to think of the Scorpio as like glue. So this is going to transform the mechanism of how brilliantly you apply magical abilities, and you're transforming these new magical abilities, this new way to think, the new programs in your mind, in ways that make you receptive to the wisdom of how it plays out contextually in social interactions with others, given that Scorpio is the last social sign. Because once this goes into Sagittarius and you have effectively integrated this new way to think and how to express it, then the full moon in Sag will have you harvest being able to, on command by moon in Capricorn, perform from moon in Libra, this spell, this new way of thinking, the expression and extension of your mind, your thoughts, and the ideas that influence yourself and others. So you really want to be mindful of what and how you're thinking. More so how you're thinking. What you're thinking is Gemini, how is Virgo. But because this is a Virgo aspect, sixth house, there's going to be a bit of struggle necessary to adjust and complete this integration. You are going to be mind blown because on its own, this integration transit is transforming your receptivity to metaphysical phenomena that psychologically induces this subtle sense of not just the supernatural, but your divinity, which is purposefully left vague so that your imagination can fill in the blanks. But the moon is opposing Uranus and Taurus, and so it's going to be nearly shocking, the physical evidence of how you're releasing old physiological responses to an active integration of supernatural energy harnessing and the ability to apply that to your intent to break through considerably. Moon in Scorpio, moon in Sag, moon in Cap is complete breakthrough. But unlike with this subtle energy, how it may have been near impossible for you to see the accelerated process of this development, you're going to experience it firsthand. It's literally just gonna happen. Okay, so as this happening occurs, don't get so focused on the moment. Stay present, but you really want to pace this experience by, once again, being super mindful of how you are thinking. Especially if you knew that everything you think hyper manifests in the moment, because you can't process it as quantum as it's happening. Some of you may think it's not happening. So a transit like this is going to make this blaringly obvious with the Saturn square and the Uranus opposition. The challenges of the Leo moon opposing Saturn are going to break through, where that pressure which made diamonds is going to intensify so much more deeply, so that you are not only challenging yourself to adopt new ways of thinking, but you're getting ready to complete this new idea and program. Gemini tells, Sagittarius shows. We ain't no snitch. When I say we tell, we don't be telling. I'm just saying, like, we talk, and then Sagittarius shows. Okay, so this full moon is about to be amazing. And it's really based on how you transform through this Moon in Scorpio transit that will help you understand occult wisdom of how to take to the next level programs in your mind. You're going to literally be led intuitively with the Neptune trine in Pisces so that your imagination can enable you to transcend the gods themselves, to transcend old mechanisms, old limiting beliefs, old blockages, old unconscious behaviors that you will be replacing with super strong new psychological techniques of thinking. Some of you are going to breathe different. Some of you are going to think so differently. This is a bit of a game changer because you're effectively transforming the way you think with this transit. And this is in light of activating new abilities. So of course, when you integrate new insight into your current reality, this creates ascension. As Sagittarius is a creator, okay? And listen to yourself. Be very mindful of the insight that you are gaining from spirit and other spirits. Don't get too caught up in what things seem, and remember that you're still on a battlefield. That doesn't mean you can't have fun. That was weird to say, but you still just want to stay vigilant. That doesn't mean you can't have fun. You can have fun on a battlefield if you're wild like Sagittarius, which you have to be for this full moon. Because the full moon in Sag is going to show you the full truth, and you're not going to be ready for it. But it's going to be exhilarating if you accept it. Other than that, with this intensity, brace for a turbulent flow of emotions. This is mainly just meant to imprint in your subconscious this transformation of your ideas, okay? And other than that, I hope you enjoy the rest of this Gemini season. The moon in Scorpio is going to reveal and expose a lot. So that moon in Capricorn can aid in the transformation with cardinal action of what to do. But this is just wisdom. If Cancer is the tea and the juice, Scorpio is the sauce, okay? So don't react too uncharacteristically to what's revealed. Take it in and sleep on it. Anyway, the last thing I want to say is Scorpio is the gateway to the gods. So you're going to simulate an hyper-exaggerated breakthrough of your ability to experience the supernatural coming into this full moon that will mark the beginning of a new paradigm with Jupiter and Aries. This new paradigm is you take recently acquired new skills, habits, and powers, and you apply them to your life. Some of you dead ass will be using telekinesis for the first time. You're gonna levitate an inch off the ground. For some of you, it's not like you're flying, but you're levitating inches off the ground. Like, this is definitive breakthrough, okay? We're still in magic school, though. We haven't mastered all this in Virgo. So hold your excitement and harness it to perfect whatever techniques you will receive. A secret of your mind will be revealed to you subtly and indirectly, maybe even through other people who connect with you or aspects of yourself. And you're going to use this to unlock your full potential. As it goes into the full moon in Sagittarius, be ready to show the entire world the full truth of what you are. Not who you are, that's Libra. What you are. Not the motherfucking truth, baby. Archangel Michael representing. Shout out to the other Michaels out here who carry this mantle. But it's not about the ego, okay? It's not about, acting like, oh, because I'm this person, I'm this. We all have a role to play. Identify that and do it to the best of your ability, okay? I hope you enjoy this magic moon message. This full moon is going to be legit, so enjoy this moon in Scorpio, and just know that, moving forward, just like a very popular Scorpio recording artist, nothing was the same or will be the same after this. So embrace these new beginnings, embrace this completion of the cycle, and embrace your supernatural, magical abilities that you're finally going to break through and integrate fully. Godspeed.